Worldwide sound. TalkTainmentRadio.com. We give you a reason to come. The world's greatest radio. We give you a reason to stay. Radio, the way it should be heard. You got the power.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
Hey, good evening. If you are funky, and even if you're not, welcome to TalkTainmentRadio.com. This is Talking Sports with Mr. Bobby, heard exclusively on TalkTainmentRadio.com. That is radio the way it should be heard. I am with my sidekick, partner, whatever you want to call it, homie, Trent McMurray. Trent, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening, Mr. Bobby. I'm doing well. And yourself?
Okay, yeah, let's do it, baby. We got to kick this thing off.
Yes, sir.
And then, listen, on the in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to have OSHA specialists come on about 6:10. And first, when that happens, you'll hear a little Shaka Khan, tell me something good. And then we'll ease on into information. If you have young people who are graduated from high school or perhaps different interests, we're trying to focus in on that to give some idea. We're going to be discussing OSHA activities and from a health professional, so stay tuned for that. Okay, Trent, we got a lot of show, not enough time, so let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
The numbers that you can call are 1-877-932-9766. That's how you can call the show if you would like. You can also Gmail me at the numero number 7, Mr. Bobby, BOBBY at gmail.com. You can also do this for a little while. Go to the YouTube channel and type in the word Talk to Him, hit the space bar, and then type in the word radio. Scroll down to Talk to Him at number 2 live on YouTube. And when you are there, you can watch and hear the program. Hit the subscribe and like button. But we would prefer that you go to TalkTainmentRadio.com, hit the programs button right there. Podcast Mr. Bobby Talking Sports Tuesday right there, and listen to it that way. We would prefer that. Yeah, thank you, brother. Listen live. Also, you can go to Facebook.com/TalkTainment, all that. So those are all the contact numbers. Okay, Trent, let's jump into it.
All right.
Tale of Two Cities.
Okay.
Wasn't that a novel by Edgar Allan Poe or someone like that?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay, Mr. Poe. Well, we're going to Poe it this way.
Uh-oh.
We're going to talk about LeBron James.
Yes, sir.
Now, I've heard from my people and sources on ESPN and Fox News or Fox Sports that basically LeBron has cut it off except for 2 cities. Now, we don't know the 2 cities, but all the hints indicated that he will go to either stay with Cleveland or go with L.A. Trent, I'm going to ask you, what is your opinion on what this man is going to do?
My opinion on LeBron, I've always said since they started talking about this hype that LeBron is going to stay in Cleveland. Because he gave it away a while ago.
What did he say?
He said, look, my son's getting ready to start high school. My family is vested in Cleveland, and I want to be able to go to his games and watch him play.
But he could do that out in L.A., Trent.
But LeBron's a family man. He's from Ohio. He is Ohio. So LeBron is not going to uproot his boys, put him in a school that he knows very little about with no friends, and watch his high school career bloom.
But listen, Trent, he has 2 fabulous homes in California.
Yes, he does.
One in Brentwood.
2.
Well,
both of them are in Brentwood.
Oh, okay. Now that I did not know. Okay,
yes.
Good correction there. He's invested in Hollywood. He had Survivor's Remorse that was on, but it was pulled off of What was that station? That network? I have it on my mind. I'll get it in just a moment. But it was pulled off of the Stars. Yeah, it was pulled off of that. But he is doing a lot of things in the movie industry, which Cleveland doesn't have like that.
But you got to understand, this global world is nothing but a phone call, a click, or a tap away. He can do all that from Cleveland.
Well,
and it's not like he can't jump on a plane and go to L.A.
Well,
for
now
a weekend.
I know you have connections that I don't have, and I heard that he's down in the Caribbean, and I know you have some connections down there. That we're not going to go there, but
Okay, thank you.
via exiting Havana.
You just had to.
I just had to put it down there.
Okay.
I was wondering about you and Fidel at that time, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, he has some connections down there, and so. You think he's going to stay in Cleveland, right?
I do. I truly do think he's going to stay in Cleveland.
Okay. Well, I don't know because they had him going to Philadelphia, but I think that Simmons really doesn't want him there. Embiid does, but Simmons doesn't. Right. Houston with the Beard, who, by the way, won the MVP.
Yep.
And Chris Paul.
Yep.
There's. Well, they want him there.
They want him.
Paul George seems to be waiting on him because he don't know if he's going to go to L.A. So can you imagine with L.A. with LeBron and Paul James?
But can you imagine
LeVar Ball?
Can you imagine LeVar Ball? Whatever. Can you imagine Cleveland with Kawhi and George Paul and LeBron?
Kawhi is not going to Cleveland. Come on, Kawhi Leonard.
Did you not hear what I said?
I heard you say Kawhi, but I thought maybe you had a speech impediment.
No.
Yeah.
Kawhi,
huh?
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
Dan Gilbert's going to open up the bank.
He going to open up his checkbook?
He got no choice.
Okay. Well, one more thing on Cleveland. Is J.R. gone?
Yes.
Okay. J.R. Smith is. What about Kevin Love?
Yes.
He's gone.
Yes. They're dealing the whole team.
Except for LeBron, huh?
Except for LeBron.
Oh, okay.
They're going to deal the whole team. Except for LeBron. They're
Okay.
going to build him a team. That's why Kawhi and Paul George are coming to Cleveland. They're going to build a team around those three.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we will see. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do this. Now, Trent, I personally like baseball, and I'm glad that baseball having the RBI program for the inner city kids. But thing that I got to was the top 10 baseball franchises, Trent, that have at least 10,000 victories.
Ooh.
Now, check this out.
Okay.
Now, I know that you are a Yankee fan. I already know this.
The winningest team in baseball.
That they've won, 27 world
27,
championships? Okay,
yes.
Nobody even comes close to that.
No.
But the Yankees only have 10,207 victories. Well, now 2-8 because they won last night.
Okay.
But the team that is the number one team with the most franchise victories, and I was even shocked to hear that, the New York/San Francisco Giants.
Ooh.
Can you believe that?
Really?
Yes. 11,040.
11,004. Well, they're out of New York. So, New York produces
New
baseball
baby.
teams. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Big Apple.
Sounds so nice they had to name it twice.
Hello.
Okay. The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay.
10,799. Followed by St. Louis and Boston. St. Louis, 10,776 wins. I was surprised at that.
Okay.
The Chicago Cubs have 10,829.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell you how many losses that they have.
Yeah, decades.
Can you believe this, that the Cleveland Indians are in there?
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
They're good.
The Cincinnati Reds, 10,476.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Pirates, 10,422 victories.
Right.
And the Milwaukee/Atlanta Braves. Now, I was really shocked at
wow.
this. 10,510 wins.
They made the list?
They made the list.
All right, Ted.
I just, yeah. He's not the owner, is he still? Is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, that many victories over that. So I was
nice.
I was quite.
Kudos to MLB.
Yeah, they really got on that. Okay, now let's move to this. Okay, now on the NBA, according to the USA Today, James Harden, the Beard, of the Houston Rockets won the Most Valuable Player. Now, Trent, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, he's good. I'm not going. The beard, the fear of the beard.
Yes,
is good.
Yes.
Now, did he ever average a triple-double?
You know,
I just answered the question.
Right. Come on.
Did he average a triple-double 2 seasons in a row?
Now, see, you going into big old territory.
Yes, I am. Congratulations, James. That's all I got. But when you average a triple-double, then we can talk.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, keep on. Yeah, let it ring, baby. Let it ring. Okay. He didn't. So
right. But he hustles. I got to give it to him.
And he's got.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. So okay, now were you surprised that he won the MVP because the LeBron was in there? You also had Kevin.
Right.
Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't surprised because Harden has probably come in second place the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand giving him an MVP.
Okay, well, I don't know. According to USA Today, he finally won it, and maybe that was a good thing. But now here's what I'm going to say, though.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like when they come down to the they don't have enough to get it over with.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, now, when you hear that music, you know what's going to happen. We're going to introduce our guest here. But let me say this. TalkTameRadio.com is a 24/7, no-charge, worldwide broadcasting facility with hosts delivering on various topics such as news, lifestyle, sports, law, health, wellness, religion, and politics. Now, here's one that I'm going to share with you.
Okay.
That is the compensatory concept with Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. and yours truly as host, Mr. Bobby. That premieres tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time from 9 to 11. So make sure that you tune into that. Heard right here on TalkTameRadio.com. That's radio the way it should be heard. Okay, tell me something good. We are going to tell you something good. Let me introduce this person to you. We have her online. She is a occupational safety and health person, and her name is Terry Wigfall. And here, a little something about her. Miss Wigfall is a certified safety professional, that is CSP, with over 30 years of experience managing, developing, and implementing comprehensive risk management and accident prevention plans, surveying facilities, Trent, developing work site-specific safety standards, safety training, conducting accident investigation, and managing workers' compensation. She provided safety, health, and environmental services in workplace including Arlington County, Virginia, City of Austin in Texas, as well as private manufacturers of products ranging from automobile glass to industrial tools for companies such as, get this, Stanley Proto, International Tools, Libby Owens, Ford. How about that? Ms. Wigfall recently retired from the U.S. Congressional Office of Compliance as the Occupational Safety and Health Program Manager in Washington, D.C. Okay. Also, Ms. Wigfall is a professional member of the American Society of Safety Professionals, formerly known as American Society of Safety Engineers, and has worked on a national level as the chairperson of ASSP Common Interest Group. Blacks in Safety and Excellence, that is BISE, participated in a mentoring program for Women in Safety Excellence, that is WISE, Women in Safety Excellence, and served on a National Planning Committee for the National ASSP Professional Development Conference and worked on projects with the National Safety Council and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. I think they call that OSHA.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And finally, Ms. Wigfall was the ASSE/WISE production entitled 100 Women Making a Difference in Safety, Health, and Environmental Profession. Ms. Wigfall holds a BA degree. Is that for badass or what? Okay. BA degree in mass.
Go with that.
Okay, mass communications from Midwestern State University, MSU. Miss Wigfall, Terry, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. You have to let me know how you got that BA degree, that badass degree. Yeah, they like that. Let's see here. Let's start you off there. Trent, where's that paper that we had there with all the information for this week, Paul? I'll tell you what, you go ahead and ask the first question, and I'll ask the corresponding question.
Well, good evening. Glad to have you on the show. Being a former occupational safety and health inspector myself,
you were
on the state level.
Oh, Lord, have
welcome
mercy.
to the program.
Well, thank you.
What is, or explain to our viewers and listeners, what is the actual occupational safety and health profession?
Okay, be happy to. Occupational safety and health is often referred to as the OSH profession, so we'll say that for short.
Okay.
It's a multidisciplinary profession concerned with the safety, health, and welfare of people at work. Most places of employment contain a wide variety of workplace hazards that can present risk to the health and safety of people while they're on the job. Mm-hmm. The OSH profession is primarily regulated by federal or state government. In 1970, Congress enacted laws to help all employers and their workers decrease job accidents, injuries, illness, and death. This act was called the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970, and it's still in effect today, along with many other laws regulated by OSHA.
Okay.
Excellent.
So we like to say in safety that all regulations were written in blood because somebody's life usually costs.
Oh,
that's absolutely correct.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely.
Ms. Wigford, let me ask you this. What type of workplace needs safety professionals?
Well, any place who employs people would have a need to keep them safe. So a few examples of workplaces would include manufacturing environments, food processing, offices, construction, waste management, the transportation industries, medical professions, law enforcement, government offices, educational facilities, and even retail stores. So this profession is so very important because serious workplace injuries or death change people's lives forever.
Yeah.
Not only the employees that are affected, but of their families, their friends, communities, and even their coworkers. So it's impossible to place a dollar amount on human loss and suffering. So controlling these hazards and preventing serious injuries is critical day-to-day operation for any business.
Wow.
Absolutely. What are some of the primary disciplines that are included in the occupational safety and health profession?
Well, some of the primary disciplines include law, risk management, the insurance industry, industrial hygiene, environmental sciences, safety, fire science, health, occupational medicine, engineering, process safety management, ergonomics, and emergency management and planning, just to name a few.
Okay. Absolutely.
Now, with that being said, who has dominated the field, and how is this changing, or is it in fact changing?
Well, it is changing, and when safety began to be recognized as a profession, the demographic was primarily older white males.
Yes, indeed.
However, over the past 15 to 20 years, more minorities, and in particular women, have entered the profession. So it is changing.
Now, let me ask you a sidebar on that. You say particularly women. What prompted that change?
Well, I think it's the need because the work demographic is so diverse.
Yeah.
So it's really important, and I'll talk about this a little later, that minorities are involved
Absolutely.
in the workplaces because of the disparities that have been a part of safety in the workplace.
Right.
So,
Right. Yep. One of my good friends that was African American was an industrial hygienist. He was the first African American industrial hygienist I ever met or knew to this day. So why is it important for minorities to consider this occupation?
Well, it's a great opportunity for minorities because minorities have been in the workplaces for years, and studies show that discrimination has been a factor in poor worker safety throughout history. Studies also show that minorities tend to face the greatest risk of injury, illness, and disability in the workplace.
Right.
And that's due to disparities in economics and economic opportunity for minorities. So that has led them to more hazardous jobs that other people wouldn't do.
Right.
So a key.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So a key component of safety in the workplace is understanding employees' needs. And this is important in order to provide safety services such as adequate training and personal protective equipment, as well as other workplace needs. So minority safety professionals working in these areas can help recognize and address some of the disparities that have existed in workplaces, and particularly dealing with education and language barriers of workers, because that has caused a lot of injury and illness in the workplace.
Now, I'm going to assume, and maybe that's a bad word, that this was particularly a white male and dominated environment?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so therefore minorities were always either given what they needed. And, for example, women, lots of times would work in personal protective equipment that was too big for them.
Yeah.
Because it was made for men.
Right.
And so in this day and age, you can get personal protective equipment for the smallest of persons. And in fact, the standards tell you have to do that.
That's right.
Okay. Let me ask you this then, unless Trent did. Why is it important for minorities to at least consider this occupation?
Well, let me first tell you that there's a book of interest entitled Occupational Health Disparities, Improving the Well-Being of Ethnic and Minority Workers. It was published by the American Psychological Association in 2017, and it would be a good reference for all safety professionals, but in particular to minorities entering the field. And the safety profession is growing, so it's a good place to earn a living. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment of occupational health and safety technicians and specialists is projected to grow 8% from 2016 to 2026. So technicians and specialists will be needed in wide varieties of industries to ensure that employers adhere to both existing and new regulations. So there's also a growing need for managers to supervise these professionals in various environments.
Okay.
So it's a good way to earn a living, plus it's a good service industry.
Okay, now you have retired. Now, do you see or have you seen any evidence that blacks are beginning to go into that industry? Now, I know of a few African associates of mine, from other countries that are going into these fields, but I don't see a whole lot of it, a whole lot of minorities or so-called minorities or black people going into the field here in the United States.
Well, it's a lot more than there were. For example, when I first got into this field, I would go to conferences, I would go to classes, and I'd look around me, and it would be all white males.
Exactly. Okay. Absolutely.
But now, we just finished our conference at San Antonio, and there were lots of minorities, particularly African Americans. They're out there.
Okay,
and, because I've been in the field for so long, I've seen it go from almost zero to lots of people. I met my first black CST maybe 15 years ago.
Yes.
And now they're quite common.
Okay. 1-877-932-9766 is the number that you can call to get in contact with Ms. Wigfall. Trent, go ahead.
So if let's say somebody in high school is interested in going into this line of work, how can they prepare while in high school for this field?
Okay. They could prepare by taking courses that are heavy in science, math, psychology, all the communication arenas, writing, as well as speaking and sociology. These courses will better prepare them for college-level programs in safety, health, engineering, fire science, industrial hygiene, or environmental studies.
Right.
On-the-job training opportunities still occur, but traditionally accredited college programs where you can obtain bachelor's and master's degrees in any of these disciplines will better prepare you for a career. Because you get challenged in this career.
Yes, you do.
If you're a minority and you don't know what you're talking about, you will be challenged.
Okay, so then this is an area where you do need a degree. Is that correct?
You do need one. Now, I've seen people enter this field without it, okay, but it's harder for them. So if you can go to school, and because of the science and math that is so much a part of this field, it's really important to have that preparation.
All right, two more.
And now they're even...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There are doctoral programs available. So you want to go as far as you can go. And, of course, there's online degree opportunities.
All right. Okay, two more questions before we go.
So what now, I mean, I know what it was when I was in the field, but what's the pay range now for entering these fields?
Okay, well, you have entry levels that run, about $35,000, between $30,000 and $35,000.
Right.
Some of the less expensive are the OSHAs. Like federal OSHA or even your state-run plans.
Right.
If you're getting into safety, those start out pretty low.
Right.
But you can get well over six figures. In this profession.
Exactly.
Okay, and the data obtained from the Bureau of Labor Statistics in May of last year noted that the median annual wage for a safety technician was $49,960.
Okay.
And the median annual range for occupational health and safety specialist was $71,780. When you add those certifications on top of that, the CSC, the CIH, or say a fire protection engineering degree, it increases your earning potential substantially.
Okay. Right. Now, finally, with regard to that bridge that fell down in Florida, and I don't know how I'm going to connect this, but very quickly, what organizations provide support or and information for this?
Okay. Well, the bridge, as you mentioned, definitely was occupational and safety health accident. Now, they talked about the people that were lost in that accident. They were citizens as well, but there were employees.
Right.
So
it was? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, there were employees that were killed in that accident. So the primary government agencies for occupational safety and health are OSHA, of course, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and that's either going to be federal or there are some states that have their own state plan. Then the National Institute of Safety and Health, which is NIOSH, they do a lot of research. The Centers for Disease Control, CDC, they do a lot of work. Now, the other organizations that are pretty important, first of all, the Board of Certified Safy Professionals, because that's the organization that does all of the certification and make sure that the schools are where they're supposed to be, the programs are where they're supposed to be. Then there's the American Society of Safety Professionals, and they have minority common interest groups within them. You mentioned BIES. That's Blacks in Safety and Excellence.
Blacks in Safety and Excellence, yes.
That's a real good place when you want to find blacks in safety. That's a network.
Okay.
About 900 people strong.
Okay.
Then there's Women in Safety Excellence.
That's WISE, is that correct?
That's right.
Yes.
And then there's the Hispanic Safety Professionals.
Okay.
And that's for your Spanish professionals because they're out there as well.
Okay.
And heavy in the construction arena, of course.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
And then there's the young safety professionals for those who are beginning to enter the field coming out of college. Then there's the National Safety Council that deals not only with workplace safety, but safety in all arenas. There's the National Fire Protection Association.
Yes.
The American Conference of Governmental Industrial Hygienists.
Got that.
And the American Industrial Hygiene Association.
Well, Terry, we have to go to commercial, but we thank you for all that information, and hopefully we can get back in contact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you. TalkTamitRadio.com. You can check us out on 94.1 WGRN. Podcasts are available. You can download the TalkTamitRadio.com to your app or to your cell phone. Stay right there. We got some big sports coming up.
Robe is an intriguing, riveting, mysterious novel.